Oh, oh! Do you know what game that is? That's right, it's Power Rangers. No, it's Dark Souls. Da, 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 Dark Souls. Anyway, I'm not amazingly good at playing this game. We're gonna get rid of Jenny Two Leg here and redo her because I fucked up. Alright, start new game. Dark Souls is a game that's known for being really hard. But there's one thing that you can do to give yourself a leg up, maybe two legs up, on the competition. Come on, there we go. And that is making your character absolutely fucking horrifyingly ugly. Amazing. We're gonna get the Black Firebomb. For those of you who care, this character is going to be very big, strong, huge weapons, and huge armor. So I could call her Big Weapons, one of my most favorite names for characters, but not gonna, because Jenny Two Leg is too dumb. Let's do a quick customization. Like I said, most important thing is making your character look absolutely horrifying. So first, create similar face. I think this is the trick. You splam this one, and slowly, character becomes incredibly ugly. It's not working amazingly. She's just kind of going from being a little round-faced to being less round-faced. Alright. It is getting worse. Very slowly. Let's just do this the classic way. Customize the shit out of her. Let's customize her entire. Oh yeah. Immediately she's starting to look pretty dumb. Should we have a really fat face? I think having a really thin face with the protruding body, lips is going to be the way to make her look terrifying. Now, let's see if we can't make the most blindingly white thing imaginable. How about that, huh? We need to make it pretty terrifying. Oh, a little bit of changing the purple suddenly made her a completely different color. And now nothing else is really... Oh, that's making her red. Can we make her blue? Can I make her complete? Okay, she's going back to being super pale. Blue. Give me the blue. Sort of working. That doesn't really seem to be doing much. Well, it's blindingly white. What does this do? Oh, we did this already. Forehead. So, if you look closely, there's kind of a tiny little ridge there at her forehead, near her hairline, where the forehead just kind of bumps up. We're going to try and get this character to become an Oni. Now, an Oni, for all those yous not in the big know, is a Japanese demon, ogre, and they are, their main characteristics is that they have weird body color, weird hair color, and a big old horn, as well as being like hyper buff. Ooh. Looks like an Oblivion character. We squirch it down. That looks more normal. Okay, so we'll do that. Everything pushed to the max. Yes. We need it to look super stupid. I can't understand what this is doing. Not sure it's doing anything, really. Ah, yes, I understand. we're messing with the eyebrows, but the eyebrows are so screwed up already that it's not making any differences. Oh, what does that do in terms of our horn? Does it make it bigger or smaller? Okay, that made it slightly bigger. Slight improvement. That's not making it bigger. Okay. Out, of course. Does that do anything? No. Pupil color. Oh, this is all pupil color. Well, we'll give her super red eyes. Absolutely horrifying. Yep, we're working with an alien right now. Eye area. Not sure if this is doing anything. Alright, that one's a bust. Let's get to her nose. We have a bit of a horn. I feel like we could make it even bigger somehow. Not sure if we've done... Oh yeah, I'll just squish all that stuff down. Give her a big pointy nose. Yeah. Oh! Her nose and her lips have become one. Ooh. We can give her a dent instead of a nose. And oh my god. That is really starting to look alien. Okay. Which is more terrifying? That one or that one? That one looks more human. This one looks less human. But this has the most dent in it. Alright, we're going for the dent face. Nostrils. Will this even do anything? I think we should leave these as is. Yeah, our nostrils are too broken to actually show change. Oh, that shows change, but we want it to be big and flat. Alright. Cheeks. We don't have any cheekbones right now. Cheekbone height. Oh, that does make her look a bit more terrifying. Push. Oh, is that making our face less denty? Moderately. I gotta increase the dent. Alright. Whoops. We haven't even got to the mouth yet, it already looks horrifying. Oh, ooh. I got the duck mouth. Or the big mouth. I think that looks less human. Because we're not really going to see her in profile very often. So let's try the duck mouth. Very sad? No, we need to make it bigger. Giganto lips. Yeah. What? Making it larger lips makes it smaller. Convex? No. Concave. There we go. Alright, this is looking more like a... what are they called? The duck monsters from Japanese mythology. Yes. Bigger, more protruding mouth. Beautiful. Does this do anything? Lips get a bit bigger. That makes the lips bigger for sure. Look at this beautiful monster. Alright, lipstick. Is that coloring them a bit? Oh, definitely it is coloring them, okay. Yeah, we want the lips to stick out as much as possible. Unfortunately, we're only allowed to have blue/red lipstick, I guess. So strongly red lipstick makes sense to me. And now her jaw, which, you know, for all we've done so far, looks relatively normal. Let's make her jaw protruding as much as possible. Yes. Protrude. Oh wait. No, that's more normal. This is less normal. Okay. These are already all at max. That makes it a bit bigger. bigger and more bigger, but this makes it look more normal, so we're gonna undo that. Yeah, we're really protruding everything. And the horn's looking pretty big too. Oh, is there another? Oh. Beard? No way. Yeah, I don't think we can do anything with beard. Hair color. And I will go with my own personal choice of best color possible. Clown green. Alright, I'm happy with our horrifying Jenny Two-Leg. Let's get out of here. Look at that beautiful face. And you can see her in profile. She's got the big old lips and the no other part of her face. Alright. Excelente. Let's go. Here's a big old cutscene to tell you the story of the game.
In the age of ancients, the world was unformed, shrouded by fog. A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire. And with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark. Then from the dark they came and found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the first of the dead. The Witch of Izalith and her daughters of Chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bolts peeled apart their stone scales. The witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. And Seath the Scales betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more. Thus began the Age of Fire. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers. And man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark sign. Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.
That's us right there. Go to old Jenny Two Legs. Hi. Okay, so this here is a perfect place to get a good look at Jenny Two Legs. Are you ready? It may scare you. Ugh! Oh my god. So, we're in this jail because this is where humanity puts the undead, the immortals. The way immortality works, or undeadness works in this game, is through the dark sign. Basically, once you have the curse, and it's not really known how you get it, whenever you die, you come back at a place, your body reforms at a place where the where your soul has imparted a bit of itself. So the thing is, you can be undead without losing your mind, and so that's us. We're someone who dies but can't really die, and we haven't lost our mind yet. But when you die, you lose your humanity. See the thing at the top left? It's all gray and it's got zeros. That means we have no humanity. When it gets white, that means we're human. And also, our skin is all flubbed up because we're unhuman right now. The reason people dump the undeads in this giant jail castle is because they, over time, lose their minds. And as they lose their minds, they become these perpetually evil sort of things that lash out and try to kill people and try to gain souls. Souls don't work the same way they do, or the way you would think they do. See that demon over there? Fight him. Fight all these people. They don't work the way they do. Oh, let's look at this jail cell. Nobody. Okay. In the real world, or how you might think they would in this world, souls are something that can be destroyed, and they are something that can be created. Better said, souls are something that can be created, and they are also something that can be lost. I'm going to assume that in this game, the game mechanics are for the most part indicative of the story / lore. So for all you lore elitists out there, get fucked. It's important to go through that cutscene that we watched, because it is difficult to understand if you are not familiar with literally everything it's trying to say. But for now, let me introduce you to the first boss of the game. This game is supposed to be very hard, and it's not really intended to be forgiving, but it's not supposed to be unfair. Really. Not in most parts. That boy is going to do a big old jumpy. Let's see if I can... Oh, you kind of saw him. And we're not really intended to be able to fight him right now. So we can leap through that door over there. But instead of doing that, I'm going to throw these bombs at him. Yeah. good big damage. Make sure to stay away from him. So he does big damages too. Oh, almost got me there, boyo. One more? Okay, one more. Oh. There we go. That's the ticket. You can't beat me. Demon's Great Hammer. There's lots of little trickies about this game. So if you have these black fire bombs, it's pretty easy to kill this boy the first time you meet him. It's not really intended, but you can. Well, I guess everything is intended in this game. In this game, you are promoted to do literally anything you can to win. Because the game is not unfair, but it will try to stop you. It will make it difficult. And the reason I say it's not unfair, number one, it gives you lots of opportunities, lots of things you can do to cheat, make the game easier for yourself. The game doesn't have difficulties, but there are ways to make it easier. Number two, the game, if the game is against you, the game will inevitably lose. Because you have infinite lives. That's the premise of this game. Unless, over the course of your many deaths, you lose your mind and give up. That's the only way the game can win. Just like in the game, people die over and over again and they lose their minds. Specifically, the way it's described is if you do not have purpose, if you do not have drive, you lose your mind. People who have a... It's going to close itself? Oh no, it doesn't close itself because we already won. People who have a profession, for example, have a drive to constantly be working that profession and improving themselves in that profession. So they... Oh, these little writings on the floor are tips from the game or tips from other players. If you do not have that drive, it's very easy for you to go crazy. Now, some shields here block all the damage. Oh, he's running away. Oh, we'll get him shooting us again. But not all shields. Some shields only block a portion of the damage that could be dealt to you. So this shield, you can see it's kind of busted and shit. It's not a very great shield. Huh? Get it? So, hit me with that arrow, boyo. See, we took a minute amount of damage. Watch my health bar at the top left. And that's because, if you look at the stats here for the shield, whoops. How do I do that? Here we go. So, can I get the mouse over here? No. On the left side, it tells us what we can do if we hit people with it. That's the shield's attack. On the right side, it tells us the damage reduction percentage. So, if you block with this shield, it reduces 65% of the damage you would take. It reduces 55% of the magic damage you would take, 10% fire, 45% lightning. It gives us stability. Stability is your ability to take a hit without being staggered or being knocked back or falling back over yourself. So that's really good too. For now, it's much better to just not get hit. Well, pretty much in the entire game, it is more effective to avoid being hit at all, because all blocking reduces the damage you take, but it also gives you some stamina reduction. You see the little green bar going down? So depending on the enemies you're taking, depending on the type of hits they're doing, they can do a lot of damages. Bye-bye. And they can do a lot of stamina damage. If that stamina goes down to 0, you will be knocked back down and you will definitely take some damage as punishment. So this game is very big on if you can follow the mechanics well, you are rewarded. If you do not follow the mechanics well, you are punished. Scary rolling ball trying to murder us. There's traps like that all through the game. Let's talk to this guy who's going to tell us what we're supposed to do.
Oh, you. You'll know say, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I were both undead. Hear me out, will you?
Sure.
Admittedly, I have failed in my mission, but perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family: thou who art undead art chosen, and thine exodus from the undead asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords, when thou ringest the bell of awakening.
Oh my gosh.
Well, now you know, and I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing.
Take
Here,
this.
take this.
It's dangerous to go
An
alone.
Estus flask, an undead favorite.
Estus flasks are our health potions.
Oh,
They're
and
refillable
this.
at the bonfires that I've been touching. If you've seen that before.
Now I must
And
go
some
somewhere
keys.
and hope
Useful.
to harm you after death. So go now.
Thank you, buddy. He doesn't die. He knows that he has died like one too many times, and he feels himself about to go hollow out. Hollowing is the process of losing your mind. So if you lost your mind, if I'm quiet here, we can kind of see him here through that little. You see that little seam in the game? You can hear when he starts to go hollow, and we can run back and watch him die. You can see he moved up. What's going on? He's fallen forward. How do you fall forward if you were dying on the floor? We're going to put away the black fire bombs. Just only have the Estus flask. Estus is something we'll use a lot in this game. It's your heal item. It's the most consistent way to heal. There's other heal items, but they are less consistent. You can refill it all the time. Here's a cool thing about this game. You can switch from wearing your weapon one or two-handed. Am I allowed to switch? No, you can't switch to wearing the item in your left hand, one or two-handed. So I picked the Pyromancer. He's a very good noob class because he starts at a lower level, but roughly the same stats as all the other classes, which means you're able to effectively get more levels out of your experience. Each level costs exponentially more experience, which means you get more stats overall since you started at a lower level with higher stats. Oh, owie. Very important mechanic about this game, one of the examples of you're supposed to cheat as much as you can, is that you can backstab enemies for 1,000,000,000 damage. And it looks cool. There's a lot of doors here we can't open. If I hadn't just destroyed the boss, this is a bit where it teaches you to do plunging attacks. So if you attack while falling, you kind of see he'll do this little special animation that does a bunch of damage. I believe it does like percentage-based damage instead of... It does percentage with an addition depending on your weapon's damage, I think. Not sure, because it deals a shit ton of damage to bosses, and then also a shit ton of damage to enemies, but it's like relative in terms of the shit tonness. So, I really like how this last area here is made. There's a lot of very beautiful scenery. Pictures of the Himalayas, probably. I don't know what mountains those are. And there's a lot of stuff for people who know what they're doing. Like over here, there's a bird's nest. And you'll notice there's no birds, only eggs.
You. Give me warm. Give me soft.
They want stuff. The eggs are talking to you. Presumably there should be a bird model and they didn't have time to put it there or something. I don't know. Maybe it's too small to see, despite the eggs being pretty sizable. We can give it items and it'll trade us other stuff. Not quite like a store, you just drop the items and sometimes you'll get good stuff, sometimes if it doesn't like it, you won't get stuff. There's also lots of these little paths here. There's items. It's a cool game. You can play the game in any class, with any weapon, and it is viable to play that way. Just less or more difficulty depending on what you're doing. Anything else here? No. So I'm going to try and do a running jump over here off of this cliff because it's cool. Yeah, I did it. Now we're walking somehow.
Only in the ancient legends it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen. To leave the undead asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords. Lordran.
Lordran is the site of the majority of the game, but as you can see, following the legend, the guy told us somebody will be chosen to leave the undead asylum and go to Lordran to ring the bells of awakening. The bells of awakening are positioned roughly way up there and roughly way down there in the brown shit. And that's only like half the game or so. But it's really cool. We could talk to this guy. He is known as the Sullen Knight. He's really sarcastic and cynical and stuff. Should I talk to him? He basically just says, hey, you know that legend? There's actually 2 bells of awakening, not 1. But I came here to try and do it, and I wasn't able to. Wah, wah. He's the cynical man. He's presenting a person who says, oh, this game is so hard, it's unfair. This game is very good about kind of simulating the in-game lore and kind of doing stuff to make it real for you. So the difficulty of getting this legend done is functionally similar to the difficulty of getting the game done. What do I want to do here? Do I want to level up? I know that a certain weapon requires a good bit of dexterity. How much does the Demon's Great Hammer require? 0 dexterity, only a shit ton of strength. We'll get there. Don't you worry. But we need... So if you can see below the damage reduction percent, there's the param. It means required parameters, i.e. the statistics, stats requirements for ourselves. So first is strength with the little muscle arm. Then it's dexterity with the open hand. Then it's magic or intelligence. Those are kind of the same thing here. And then it's faith, which is your like religiosity or your ability to do sort of a different type of magic known as miracles. On the right side we see our stats, so we're level 1, everyone else starts at higher levels but has roughly the same stats, so that's where our like effectiveness of leveling up comes from. Souls is the currency in this game. They're used for leveling up, for buying items, and if you die, your souls fall on the ground and you can go pick them up. But if you die a second time before you pick them up, they're lost. So vitality is health. Attunement is how many spell slots we have. So we don't actually have 12 right now. It's not exactly like a linear thing, but higher attunement means more spell slots. Endurance is how much stamina we have, the size of our stamina bar, and it's also how much we can carry, how much we can wear without being slowed down. Strength is strength. It increases damage, particularly for strength-based weapons. So if you look on the left side, from left of Rec Param, there's Param bonus. Parameter bonus. Each weapon has its own scaling system associated to your stats. So in this case, this Demon's Great Hammer scales B with strength and not at all with dexterity, not at all with intelligence or faith. I don't know why dexterity is red. I think it just means we don't... I don't know what it means. The scaling is... It doesn't tell you exactly how much it scales. but it does give you these letter grades, so from like F to S, I think. So the higher the letter grade, the more bonus you'll get from that related stat. So this scales B, which means that it scales very strongly off of strength. So you'll get a lot of bonus damage from having every more point of strength. So let's look at the same stuff for this hand axe that we're currently wearing. It does 80 physical damage at the top left. And then the plus 16, I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's this bonus from scaling damage. It may also be the bonus from dual wielding it. I'm not 100% on that. Maybe I can look that up later. You can actually block with any weapons, so it still has a damage reduction. Any shields and any weapons, they can both block and they can both hit. So let me just demonstrate that. You can block here with the axe. So it does block to some extent. And if I switch these out, you can hit with the shield. And if I dual wield the shield, I can block with it. Dual wielding increases the properties of whatever you're doing. If you don't meet the required parameters for things, say I don't have enough strength, it does this horrible swing, which may deal some damage, but it's not amazing. If you dual wield with two hands, if you dual wield, the required strength is lower, but you can see on the bottom left the little X, I still don't have enough strength even holding it with two hands. So we can't really use this right now. Back to looking at the axe's stats. You can see that it scales C with strength and D with dexterity. We can upgrade our weapons with souls and some other stuff too. And that does not only increase damage and blocking, it also increases the scaling depending on the weapon you're in. So each weapon kind of has its own style of scaling. Some are more based on direct damage, some are more based on stat scaling. Below that there's auxiliary effects. So I believe you can do bleed, poison, holy, or chaos damage types. These are not necessarily damage types like fire and lightning and magic. They're more like status effects. I'm not entirely sure what the holy and chaos does. Maybe I'm not even right about those, but bleed and poison are both things that, like, once you achieve a certain threshold of bleed or poison, then it starts dealing damage over time. So the bleed, once you achieve the threshold, it deals a big burst of damage. The poison, once you achieve the threshold, the target is poisoned for a really long time. So poison does a shit ton of damage very slowly. Bleed does a good bit of damage instantly. So we're not really going to be worrying about those. We don't really have weapons that will do that stuff, but just so you know, I probably will get bled and poisoned over the course of the game. Anything you can do, enemies can do. Anything enemies can do, you can do, for the most part. Then on the bottom right, there's durability of the weapons, so your weapons decay in their quality over time, just like in WoW. If they break, you gotta fix them. It's not really something you really need to worry about, so they decay pretty slowly. Some weapons are really fragile, like katanas or weapons made from crystal are very fragile, so they may break more quickly. Most weapons are made from sturdier stuff. And the weight, so like I said, if you're carrying too much, if you're wearing too much specifically, not stuff in your inventory, but stuff you have equipped, if you're carrying too much, you move more slowly. So let me just demonstrate that. We have this dodge roll here. This is called the fast roll because it's the quickest. But if we equip this great hammer, you can see that our character is now running really slowly, and he does this really horrible roll. So that's the fat roll. There's a level in between that. Let's see if we can achieve it by equipping some stuff here. No, we don't have heavy enough stuff in our inventory yet to be able to equip that. This thing here is the Pyromancy Flame. So there's 3 types of magic in this game. There's regular magic, which is based on intelligence. There's miracles, which are based off faith. And there's pyromancy, which is closer to being a weapon. You can upgrade your pyromancy flame, but it doesn't scale off of your stats. That's another one of the reasons why playing the pyromancer, who starts out with this equipment, is good. So you can see when I equip the pyromancy flame in my hand, there's a little fire in my holding on, and now I have fireball at the top left of my little equipment bar, so I can throw a fireball. It's kind of slow, deals damage, but it is a projectile attack and it can go kind of far. It's just another perk. It's another one of the reasons why this is a good class for new players. We're going to spec into big damage, big heavy weapons because they're cool, big heavy armor to make sure I can play the game, and we'll spend some points into buying recipes for spells and upgrading our fire stuff too. So we'll have lots of uses for souls. One thing about how magic works in this game, all types of magic, you have some quantity of magic uses. There's no mana, but when you sit down at the bonfire, you replenish both your Estus flasks and your magic uses. So, I like that system. It's cool. We're going to go ahead and pick up some items here before we move on. Oh boy, it's already been 40 minutes. Hot damn. Well, I beat the first boss, so technically I'm fine. This guy is a priest. He's waiting for his friends. Should I talk to him? The mechanic on how the story progresses for a lot of NPCs is every time you kill a boss, their story progresses a bit. So if you do the requirements to progress their story, it'll progress. If you don't do it, for some of them, they don't have requirements and the stories will progress. This guy tells us a bit about covenants. He doesn't really want to be friends with us.
I realize that I have requested that we retain our distance, but I also want you to know that it is not meant in ill will. Here, take this as a token of peace. No, go ahead. It's for you.
He's kind of a pompous douchebag. He's a rich man. A lot of priests are very rich, come from good families. So he's like, oh, you know, I don't want to be friends with you, but, I mean, I don't want you to hate me. So have this copper coin,
Oh my,
you stupid peasant.
you again. Oh, I know. How about this? I have to awake my companions here anyway. So what if I were to teach you some miracles? Would that please you?
Sure.
Very well. Then first, a covenant with the gods.
Sure. Why not? Covenants are like guilds from WoW. They're like factions. They don't necessarily hate each other, but most of them sort of do.
Let me share my miracles. Only their ultimate effectiveness will be determined by your efforts and your faith.
Yeah. So what he's telling us is that, so here you can see souls are the prices of stuff. We could buy some things here, but you can see both magic spells and faith miracles have same thing as weapons. They scale off of your intelligence / faith, and they have intelligence or faith requirements. So here, see here, in the required parameters, you have 0 intelligence parameter and 12 faith parameters that require. So faith, it looks like we meet that. Probably don't meet that for all of these. Oh, well, actually I don't think we meet that.
Come again.
We're not going to do miracles. Miracles can be pretty cool. So our faith here is 8. So maybe we could do that one. I don't remember what the number was. This game very strongly rewards people who explore. I think that's another one of the demonstrations that this game isn't intended to be unfair. And I would say that the main sort of message, the main thing this game is about striving to improve yourself and the world around you for yourself and for other people. Lots of people see this game and see lots of very sad things. I look at this game and see lots of... Yes, there is sadness, but there's so much strength in this game. And I'll try and make that argument over the course of the next 500 hours it will take to play this game. But here we are at the graveyard. I'm here, try and get some items. I will try and also not die. Let's see if I can do that. This will take me multiple attempts because getting all the items is a bit difficult. There's nothing back there? Okay, no. Whoa. See, there's big skeletons that want to murder us because we're stealing their stuff. Well, bony boys, death is not for me today. Okay, time to run away. See all the bony boys? They want our souls. I don't want to give them our souls. Let's run away. I do need to spend these souls in leveling up, so it's a bad idea to lose them right now. We got the Zweihander, which is considered one of the most powerful weapons in the game. Remember, it's not so much that each weapon is better or worse. They're all viable, but there are some weapons that make the game easier or harder. So I'm going to push my dexterity to 10 because I need that much to wear the Zweihander. Everything else can go into attunement or strength. Okie dokie. So now our souls are gone. Sitting at the bonfire is kind of your safe spot. So for the most part, enemies will chase you pretty far. This stuff here is pretty cool. There's like a lady and a baby sitting on a throne of wood and a chest that contains nothing. This is an area where if you for some reason lose game important items, they'll pop up here. And there's some unfinished stuff here that they like meant to implement, but they just never did. Notice that the water here is like maybe a little bit higher than knee length, around knee length. I don't know. I guess even higher over here. That'll change over the course of time. Just pointing it out. There's some cool stuff about this game too. You can see a lot of the areas where we're going to go. So we're going to go down there. We can't even see the bottom. It's all brown because it's gross down there, and it's foggy because it's full of poo smoke. We're going to go down there. That tree over there, it's pretty huge. We're going to go inside that tree and go down even below the poo world. You see that sort of lower buildings area? We're going to go there. This wall, and beyond that wall, we'll go there on top of the wall. There's the crow that brought us here. We're not going to go on top of this tree, but we will go on top of the building that's here. And we will go on top of the mountain. That's even higher than that tree. And if you follow this graveyard through and through, there's a cave full of bones. Oh, almost died there. We're going to go there too. We're going to go everywhere because you can in this game, which is really cool. And there's lots of very pretty vistas. Over here, I think it's the binoculars? No, that's a shield. I want the binoculars. The binoculars allow us to see. They don't have really any gameplay utility, but these are some cool stones. People have been hitting them, I guess. Oh, kind of trapped ourselves. Alright, this may result in my death. Can I? Yes, I got around him. Dying is not necessarily a bad thing. I fell down! Haha. Oh! Oh! No! Well, there's death number 1. Big Pony Boys got me blasted. I don't think we've gotten the binoculars yet. Yeah. So you see our souls at the bottom right are now down to 0. We can go recover them. We didn't have very many. Whatever was left over after we leveled up, but just to show you that mechanic too. Dying really shouldn't be considered a... You shouldn't feel bad about dying when you're playing this game. When you die in this game, you don't know enough. Maybe you were tricked by a trap lane for you. Maybe you just haven't practiced enough. Maybe you're having trouble understanding some of the mechanics. Oh, this is the way down to the bone cave. We won't go there just yet. Not just yet. We'll go there later. They're catacombs, really, not a bone cave. But bone cave sounds cool. Yeah, all the bone lords are mad. They've been awakened by my folly. Oh, this is the place where I got stuck earlier. Oh! Ah! All of them fall down! All of them fell down. Even the big boner lord. That gave us 500 solios. We can use this to farm souls. So that's how you can sort of see that souls can be created and they can be destroyed. In-game lore, you respawn because you're undead, and everything else respawns because everything here is undead. Except for bosses. So, as they respawn, you get more souls, so souls can be created. But as you die, where did we even die? Did I pick up the souls that I had last time? I don't know. Whatever. Let's just move on. Run away from the boner lords. When you die, if you die a second time, the souls can be lost. I don't know if somebody else can is taking them, or they just are lost to the universe. But presumably because you get souls from killing things, the enemies get souls from killing you. So there. Can we level up a little bit more with these 860? Yeah, we can. Look at that. It's so cheap to level up when you're low level. So we want to kind of maintain. Well, I'll tell you more about these stats over time. You get 1 level. Put into strength. For now, getting huge big damage very quickly is very useful. Later on, I'll want to put stuff into vitality and endurance. You can run in this game and it uses stamina. You can dodge in this game and it uses stamina, but it's pretty quick. You can block attacks, but that uses stamina and it's slower. So it is actually most effective to just dodge or somehow run away from attacks and not get hit by them. But for people who are newer, or if some attacks you think are particularly difficult to dodge, blocking is definitely a good choice. So here's one of the examples of things that can be pretty difficult for newer players, dealing with this firebomb guy. But, you know, he's a bit of a dork. So we're just gonna see if I can kick him off. Oops. Hey. Come over here. No, don't fireball me. Kick. 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 One more. Bye-bye. Oh. He only fell down there. Well, let's use our drop attack on him. Oh, I missed. And I almost was really punished for it. Ow. See, I'm not super amazing at this game. Good throw there, boy. Oh, I could have kicked him off now. Oh. Try and get over here. Yes! So, you may have noticed that earlier there was an item back there that we can kind of see. I'm just going to get that item. I'm never going to use it, but it compels me. The Ring of Sacrifice is a single-use item. You wear it, and if you ever die while wearing it, it prevents you from losing your stuff. So that's cool. Oh, here's another very important part of this game. When people are dead, they ragdoll, so you can kind of floop them around a whole bunch. Hey, let's send him off the cliff, huh? Oh. Take that, nerds! Yeah! Oh. Go. Go. Oh, he's kind of stuck on the stairs. There we go. So long, Gay Bowser! Haha! Alright, let's move on. Moving on. There's this boyo. Is he gonna jump at us? No time for you to jump. Okay. So there's a whole lot of items you get for exploring. Already, you know, we have a pretty good vista here. Let's equip ye old binoculars and take a quick look-see stuff. It's not an amazing zoom. There are binoculars made in this fantasy world where lenses were barely invented, but we can already see this is all the area that we were at here. Beyond those walls over there is the skeleton zone. Somewhere around here is the crow, but I guess because it's an NPC we can't see it now. The areas kind of get unloaded, sort of. But, they're all still there. Down there's the poo zone, lower undead berg, place where we started, stuff like that. So I'll take a moment to try and get as many of these vistas as I can. I don't know about all of them, but it's nice. Ratty. Let's make sure to murder him before he murders me. So one of the things that's very important in this game is to understand that the areas affect your ability to fight. So if you swing, you hit a wall, your swing gets stopped. So you notice I was able to hit this guy even though my swing was stalking. I'll show this in a bit when I have a more open area, but there's lots of different attacks you can do with any one weapon. The different attacks you can do with the one weapon are called movesets, and each weapon has better or worse moveset. Some of them are slower, some of them are faster but deal less damage. Some of them have really wide ranges, really wide hit arcs. Axes like this are pretty well known for their wide hit arcs. You see it kind of goes full like 3/4 circle around me. Let me just show off the moveset for this. So this is the weak attack. Weak attacks are faster but deal less damage. They can also combo. Everything combos to some extent. There's a heavy attack, which is slower, deals more damage. In this case, it also has a wider attack range, and it can also combo. No, that one don't combo. So combo attacks they follow up from each other. There's also the kick. Some weapons have a special thing instead of a kick. There's a jumping attack, which is like this. You can see it goes down, so for enemies that you need to hit downwards, like that rat maybe, a jumping attack can be pretty good. Those usually do a good bit of damage. There's also the running attack. You see it kind of... now one thing that's important, if you miss with weapons, you have a little bit of time, maybe a third of a second or less, where you kind of like, you're completing your swing, so it takes longer to be able to hit again. You can really tell when you do this running attack here, he kind of like slides a bit. So there are punishments for not hitting things and attacking when you shouldn't have. But let's see if he slides here when I hit him like this. He didn't. Can you see? Oh, he does sort of slide. But the enemy gets staggered also when you hit them, so that gives you time to recuperate from your attack cooldown thing. Can I get over here from jumping? I can. There's multiple ways around here, but there's an item we can just get here already. A humanity, hooray! So remember I said that dying, you lose your humanity. It makes us look like this. Ugh. You can consume humanity to become human again, which allows you to, first and foremost, you look prettier. That's the most important thing for sure. But also, it unlocks the multiplayer aspect of this game. So one of the things you can do to make this game easier is, if you're a human, you can summon people to help you fight bosses and complete the areas. Oh boy. Oh, I'm having trouble here. You can see how quickly things can go downhill in this game. Get too confident, things go bad. But if you watch, I can't take this. So this is actually a message a player left. 14 people said yes to it, higher rating. Higher rating usually has a higher chance of being seen by other players. Liar. Not sure what this could be. Sometimes they can trick you, sometimes they can be helpful. So here, you can kind of see there's people here who are waiting for you. Let's knock them off. Bye-bye. The other guys realize their ambush has been foiled, and they're like, alright, well, let's complete as much as we can. Of course, this beginning area, some of the weakest enemies, but all enemies are dangerous. That's important to know. There's no enemies in this game that are completely not dangerous to you. Oh, I forgot to get that item. Well, let's go ahead and get it then, shall we? How do I get it? I think I can go in there and get it. Sorry, we'll have to show you some repeat content. Here we go, this door. It's really easy to miss secrets and stuff in this game. Just some souls. Those little white items give you, like, they're a single-use item that gives you some quantity of souls. They're annoying to use, so I won't really be using them very much, especially not on camera. Alright, let's hustle our way back over. Oh, okay, that was good. One thing that's kind of useful to know is that although these areas are pretty well cordoned off, if you kind of see down there, over on the left side, those are other places that we can go, and depending on the place that you're at in the game, there are some tricks you can use to kind of get to areas early. There are some in-game intended things you can use to get to areas early. For example, there is a master key that opens any door. If you play a rogue, you get it, or you can get it instead of the fire bombs that I got. We didn't get that because of fire bombs. Let us get the big ol' axie. Of course, here's the best mechanic in the game. Destructible stuff that you can mess around with your body. Alright. Let's hurry on to the next bonfire. So bonfires are your safe spaces. Set that already. Oh, here's a good example of foreshadowing. That big dragon over there. When we get over on this bridge, he's going to try and murder the shit out of us. But we're not on that bridge yet. We're on this bridge. Let's move forward. There's lots of times where the enemies will try and ambush you and spook you. So this guy hiding here. Oh, he erupts from the barricade thing. There's also the bowmen attacking us while we try and fight these boyos. How unfair. How unfair. There's a lot of cool mechanics in this game that it doesn't really tell you about. Backstabbing is one of them. Although enemies do backstab, so you might be inclined to try it out when you see it. If you attack while an enemy is staggered, or while an enemy is attacking, you deal bonus damage because it's sort of an attack of opportunity. They're not really ready to take the hit. Wooden shield. Much better than our busted wooden shield. These guys kind of teach you to use your kick. So you see their shields are up. You can hit them for minimal damage. Not amazing. Oh, he was prepared last time. So if I hold up my shield, I think he'll kind of keep his shield up. Oh, that's a sort of shield breaky thing. It's instead of the kick. But if I kick, his shield gets knocked away and we can complete our murder of him. We can also lure them over here and apply a backstab to them. Oh, he doesn't want to come over, I guess. So, you know, what I'm trying to show you is that there's lots of ways to kill any enemy. Let's see if we can get a backstab on him. There we go. As long as you kind of attack really close to the enemy's back, it's usually good enough to do a backstab. Some enemies are harder to backstab than others. If you're really careful, you can notice the ambushes that are going on. So if you look there, there's a boy hiding. But if you're not careful and like, oh, I'm just gonna walk over here. Oh no, an enemy and he's got an axe. What am I gonna do? I don't know what to do. Ah. Let's see if we can do a parry on this guy. So in addition to blocking, you can do that shit. So doing this parry, which is like knocking their weapon away, really cool attack move. Stops the enemy, stuns them a bit, and you can do bonus damage when you hit them. It's kind of like doing a backstab. I forgot to do it there because I did a heavy attack. Here's a shopman. Let's buy some stuff. Residence key opens residences in the Undead Burg. This allows us to open a door in the lower Undead Burg specifically that leads to a boy who needs our saving. There's a lot of other weapons and stuff here if you particularly really like certain things. Heater shield's really good. Arrows, bit of armor, chainmail stuff that the guy, the sad boy and the home base was wearing, and stuff like fire bombs. This orange guy here, which lets us write the messages we've been seeing on the floor. I'm gonna get some fire bombs because they're useful. Only have enough for 7. That's fine. Moving on, moving on. Most of the time, I'm gonna try and make sure I wield my axe with 2 hands. So it does deal more damage. See, that dealt 72. One-handed, it deals 43. And I think these have 72 health. So, presumably, remember I was talking about here, 80 plus 22. So 80 basic damage plus 22 additional damage. But depending on the physical damage reductions these folks have, they won't actually take... Oh, I underestimated or overestimated the distance I can hit with my thing here. So I can wear this Zweihander that I got. Like I said, I don't have the strength requirement, 24, but if you have half of that, which I do, you can wear it using 2 hands. So one hand, it's got the little X on it, bottom left 2 hands, still has a little X. Okay, well I guess I don't have enough, and I guess it's more than double. For now, we'll move on, we'll move forward. I'm wasting too much time already, we're past an hour mark on this video. You can see down there is the Undead Burg, lower Undead Burg. Can't quite get there yet. But if you remember, there was a place where we couldn't get before. Now we can jump to it. Oh! Projectile. And we can get here. And we are rewarded with a bow. Crossbow? Yeah, some arrows. Those are useful. Alright, let's rush back over to the bonfire. This is where the dragon spooked us earlier. If you remember from the initial cutscene, we were told that the dragons were all dead. However, there's a dragon here. Technically he's a wyvern because he doesn't have the front legs. But the dragons are not actually all dead. Oh, here's something cool. Be wary of miracles. So this has a very high rating, and you can see on the left side it's like this little gold emblem. The emblems go up depending on how highly rated things are, and they also have higher chances to be read. And I guess this one's highly rated because it's floating, so somehow somebody was floating when they did that Be Wary of Miracles thing. And look, they're floating over here too. Maybe they were using cheating. Bravery. Yeah, good message there, boyo. Alright, so here we have some firebombers who don't want us to proceed bash this bridge. So we're not gonna. Fuck them. Instead, we'll knot the bonfire, and we'll sit down. And now, if we die, this will be our checkpoint. We'll be here. So I'm just gonna continue playing because I don't feel like stopping. Ow. Oh, that's another one of the movesets. If you roll an attack, it does a different attack than your normal one. Kind of like the jumping attack. So it's important to note, bonfires are your sort of safe spaces, but if an enemy is close, you can't sit down. And there are lots of easy to die places. There are no walls stopping you from dying here, so I'm going to avoid doing that. I want to get a bit more souls so I can buy some crossbow bolts. Or a bow and arrow would be best. Thing about the difference between a crossbow and a bow and arrow, I believe the crossbow is maybe slightly faster to shoot, maybe does a bit more damage, but you cannot aim it nearly as well as you can a bow. Here's a fun thing I haven't done so far. This game has a lock-on system, you see? So you kind of always face it, just like in Legend of Zelda. But for the most part, it's a kind of a handicap. For people who are new to the game and aren't very good at the controls, it is very helpful. For people who are, if you're dealing with an enemy that jumps around a whole lot and moves very quickly, it's also helpful. But if you're a bit more practiced with the game, it can be detrimental because it limits your range of mobility. For example, it's very difficult to land a backstab when you're locked on. Also, a very important trick here. You see that it takes some time to wind up an attack, especially with this heavy attack here. If you attack and then mid-swing turn, you can get him with the beginning of the attack. And it's also important to know that mid-attack you can turn a lot. So it's a very good trick. It's very difficult to pull off. Or impossible to pull off, I think, with the locking on. Alright, we got some boys here. Well, this is one of the first areas that was super difficult for me to deal with. Because these guys are rough and tumble. There we go. Took some damage though. Could be better. Can we go in here? Yeah, we can. I believe the key that we bought lets us get in here too, so I was wrong. It's not just that one guy that I can help it. It gives us openings to lots of different doors. Of course, if we have the master key, we wouldn't need that specific one, right? Because it lets us open every door. It's like a skelly key. Let's first go up this tower and get rid of Mr. Bowman. Bowman! And next up, we're going to go... Oh, an enemy has walked up here. Can we run around him and get the backstab? No, we need to sprint. Not quite. Alright, well, we were able to hit him. Let's go kill the firebomb guys too, because they guard an item. Now these ones are also very difficult to deal with. Let's see what this note here says. Praise the sun. Praise the getting hit by this guy. Oh, whoops, I missed. You can fall down here, in this sort of rickety little bridge structure, so be careful. Oh, taking lots of damage there. Okay, I healed up a bit. So there's something important to note. Enemies will take advantage of you. If you're healing, they will attack you. If you are, for any reason, incapacitated, they will attack you. So, take as much advantage as you can too. Just a soul. Just a soul. Alright. Let us continue onwards to victory. More enemies here. They have their shields, but since they were running at me to attack, and my weapon is faster. Oh, he's healing. Fuck you, boyo. Oh, something mysterious is going on with this sign. Let's see what it says. Praise the sun. Can I rate it highly? Yes, I like you, mysterious message. I like you. Okay, so there's a spook barrel over here. Time to get spooked, boys. Ah! Ow! Only happens once in the game. Never happens again. Oh! I got spooked again. Hey, stop attacking. Alright. That ledge there, you can jump down. There's a hole in the stairs, but it leads to nothing and you just have to kill yourself to get back up. You see at the top left of my screen now we have a 1. As we kill the enemies in an area, we can gain soft humanity, which is like humanity currency instead of functional humanity. Uh-oh. I didn't get the backstab on him. It's hard to kill this guy with just an axe. It is hard, but we're gonna cheat. Get those job attacks. Uh-oh! Where am I? Oh, fuck. Alright. Sit before he comes back. Can we get the item? No, there's a thing there. We have no time for that. Get the item over here. This may be our death. Yep. Probably gonna die? No! We spooked past him! Yeah! We have no Estus now, though. It's gonna be hard to fight him. Should we use fire bombs? They don't deal super amazing damage. Uh-oh. See if I can run past him. Wider area, please? Oh, no, you got me. You got me. Well, this time I'll rush past a lot of enemies and fight him when I have more Estus. How about that? Yes, I like you. So, running straight past all the enemies in an area is something that is a skill for people who know what they're doing. You really need to understand how the area is, how you deal with the enemies to do this, so it can be deceptively easy. Got hit once. This here is a good funnel point bottleneck to fight the enemies, because you don't really get too many of them at once. Come on up. Not done attacking? Now you're done attacking. For people who are particularly good at this game, you'll notice that I'm not. So we have this like dinky hand axe. Gonna use this battle axe. It's a bit better, does more damage. Moveset is pretty similar. It's a bit slower, but it has a wider range, it's bigger. I like it better. It's an item we got from fighting these guys, so glad we got that early on. It's also a good example of big dumb weapons that we can use. See, it's also slower than the previous one was. Oh, let's do a jumping attack on this guy. Oh, I missed. There we go. And we got a helmet. Better than my cloth helmet right now. Are we still jumping, rolling good? No. That's a bit slower, but that rolls good enough for me. We got our items back. Okay. So you see we got our soft humanity back. And we have another opportunity to backstab this guy. I missed it! And he killed me in one shot. And there was an enemy that appeared. Alright. So already you can see my skill in this game is not really that amazing. However, we do have 2,000 souls now. I'll try one more time to kill him. And I'll rush past everyone as much as I can this time. And we'll see how... Oh. So the utility of the roll is that you are, within the roll, a little bit invincible for a short period of time. It's not... What that means is that if you have a slower roll, because you have better items on, and I'm going to equip this back again, the recovery time is longer, so you have more punishment for fucking up. You notice this weapon... Ow. This weapon has a longer... It doesn't have a combo, because it's so big. Oh. Jeez. Surprised that the firebomb guys can hit me all the way over there. It's almost like it's unfair. Oh. Alright. And just as easily I lost my souls and my humanity. Whoops. That's kind of sad. You can see how bad I am at this game. But, whatever. What this means is that I no longer care. We're gonna get the Black Knight. But before we do that, oh boy, I'm getting stuck here on all these guys. Let's just rush over to the boss, and we'll put a conclusion to this area. So you see now this soul here one contains 320 souls, and it doesn't contain the soft humanity. Sad boy. Cool thing is that a weak attack instead of the strong attack kills these guys in one shot. So if I'm better at okay, at playing the game, I can more effectively finish the game over time. Yeah. Stupid Bowman man, taking pot shots at me. Cut your legs off. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna give it one more shot with this guy. I know I said I would stop, but I want to kill him. You notice too, our attacks don't stagger this guy. Oh, that one did. Enemy! Attack. Oh. Oh, he had a third attack. And a fourth attack. And I'm dead again. But I have gained a soft humanity. My health is pretty low, and I don't have very much hammer, so I'm taking lots of damage from this boy. Alright, I'll stop. I'll rush past everything and just pick up my souls and move over to the boss. Just so we can have a conclusion to this saga. As long as I don't die again on the way. Which would be embarrassing. But remember, dying is not something you should feel bad about. It's just, this means you're not good enough. Here are all items, and here are the enemies following me to their death and possibly mine. Okay, got him, got him. So we're pretty much right back to where we were now. We lost that one soft humanity, but you can get up to 10 soft humanity or humanity currency from fighting things in each area. Can we open this door? No. So, it's not that big of a loss. And I don't really need, there's not really anyone you can summon. For this first boss here, I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be there. That boy. Twinkling Titanite and large Titanite shards. Titanite is what you use to upgrade your weapons in this game. Equipment, generally. So, that stuff is better than we can use right now. There's lots of different types of Titanite. We'll see a lot of it over the course of playing this game. Now, there's a guy who's going to jump from that tower. But I know, from prior experience playing this game, that you can do a plunging attack on him if you go up here. The fight is also more difficult if you don't get rid of these guys shooting your bum. And I have a very low talent for this game. So I'm going to get rid of them first. Gorgeous view. You're right. Look at all those clouds. This mountainous area, we won't go there. This forested area, we will go down into that forested area. And you can see a little bit of shiny stuff there. That's probably an item. You can kind of see a path. Let's see if I can look at that more carefully here. Not really. I don't want to try and get on top of that ledge. But you can kind of see a path leading down, curves around, down deeper into that basin. We'll go down there. There's also this super castle. We'll go over there. That's the bridge I was talking about earlier. That's the big wall of stuff we're talking about earlier. If we look down, this is that down there. Is where we were just a bit ago. And if we kind of look a little, try and get further downwards, we can see various areas that we were at recently, but can't quite see everywhere we've been at. I believe that past this bridge on the other side of it. Oh, can we get on the ledge here? Okay. So I believe over there, that land bridge is where we were before. That wooden structure is where the fire guys were shooting us. And way up at the top of this something. You can see that little tower there. That's where the bell is. That sort of brownish area, as opposed to this brownish area. It's more red. That's called Sen's Castle. That's an important place we'll go. Past this big wall, that's where the gods live. It's the city of the gods. That's another area we'll get to eventually. It's called Anor Londo. So the only entrance to this castle is this bridge. But you can kind of see that there is a lower section of the bridge. Yeah. So there's lots of little trickies you can see. Lots of little tricks. And we'll go all around in this area. I believe... No, there's not too much more you can see. I did not install DkS1 because I couldn't be bothered. For those of you who know what that is. Which means that all of this is kind of low resolution. Is there anything cool down here? No, not really. Except the cool rays of the sun. Mountainous stuff. Okay, let's move on. To the boss. Da, 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 da. We can slide down. Whee. But there is falling damage. Be careful. And this place is something where we can fall off, so be careful of that too. Guy's gonna jump. We're gonna run. Running. So we can do the fall damage. We can get the plunging attack. The music in this game for bosses is the best. Best of any game. For sure. Maybe other Dark Souls games have other music. Ooh. I didn't quite plunge him perfectly. Oh, but I did stagger him. It's not a great idea to fight him in this corner. Oh, and he killed me. You see how easy it can be to fucking die? Ah. And I'm not quite good enough to beat him on my first try. Aww. Well, let's try again. That's the name of the game. Just try again. Don't lose your diligence in this game. Just keep trying. Just keep swimming. But instead of killing anything on a run to the boss, I'm just gonna run straight there and try to get as much, try to conserve as much health as I can, even though I didn't even like really have a chance to drink anything while I was at that boss. But see, it doesn't take nearly any time at all to get to the boss if you just rush over to him. Some bosses have longer runs that can be more annoying. He starts... Oh, he wants to jump back up. So let's go ahead, do everything again. Look, there's guys. They want to kill me, but they can't get past the door, the fog door. Why do I have so many things? Oh. Bam. Deals good bit damage. I wanna slide. There you go. So you can block boss attacks and stuff, but they have a lot of stamina damage that they do, so you don't want to do it too much. A lot of times it's better to just roll out of the way instead of try and block them. Let's see if we can do a cheeky fireball on him. Oh. Well, he can jump up here, so let's make sure that that doesn't happen. And we'll use this opportunity to run over here to a more ample area. The best time to attack is right after he's done attacking. So he's going to do a little jumpy attack. Going below him, hit his little tail, and run away again. Every boss has its own better strategies. For this case, the best strategy is to abuse this jumping attack of his. If you are a better player, you can just dodge through shit and use the tiny moments between his attacks to hit him. But I'm not, so I'm gonna cheat. Oh. No, don't want to get a cheeky hit in. Do a jumping attack. No, I didn't want to. A lot of times the way you can beat this game is through patience. Ow! Oh, I wasn't ready for that. I should have run instead of not run. Another interesting tip. A lot of times your best bet to do things is to roll towards the enemy. Aw. I wasn't patient enough. I should have run away that time. And I said to roll towards things and I failed. So that time his weapon, like the handle kind of hit me. So, you know, this game isn't really super huge on being fair, but remember, you have infinite lives. So the game deserves everything that it can do to beat you. I think that's the kind of mindset they give you to this game. And so it's all about striving, because you're dealing with odds that are kind of stacked against you. It can be really hard to get past certain parts, but it's striving because it kind of gives you the same feeling that you might have in your life, which is never give up. Don't give up. As long as you don't give up, you haven't lost. It's a nice thing about this game. No matter what, you can beat this game without having leveled up. If you, for some reason, lose every single soul that you ever have the opportunity to get, you can beat this game at level 0 and with a completely unupgraded item. So, you know, that's the chops. For people who are unsuspecting, this is a very spook boss because you don't really see him until he slams down into the ground and shakes everything for you. Does like a third of his health. You can deal even greater damage with a better, stronger weapon. Come on, let's get our jumpy process going. Oh, he hit me that time. I didn't quite roll appropriately. A lot of times if you just run, you have a better chance of avoiding enemy attacks than rolling, but a lot of this game focuses on your ability to not be afraid, not panic. Panicking is a bad thing. Oh, my attack missed. Oh, that's okay. Don't panic. Use the time appropriately. Oh, I thought I was going to get hit there. That attack is really annoying because it's a very long swipe with a very wide range. Uh-oh, I'm in a corner. Oof. Let's see if we can get out of this. Scary. Oh, I got hit by the arm again. Okay. There we go. Get a hit in, run away. Like the coward that I am. Okay, let's run the other way. Oh, that one almost hit me. So, one of the things about this game, when you're new to it, it feels like you get very little time between enemy attacks. But when you are experienced in it, it feels like you get 1,000,000 seconds between each attack. So, it really values practice. It values dealing. Ow, his foot hit me. Oh, his foot is so big and strong that it damages me. Oh. He's running. Now he's going to do a jump attack. Okay. Learn your enemies. One more attack and kill him. Yay! We got him. First try! Ha 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 ha! Cool thing about these enemies, they always give you a homeward bone and an item, often a humanity. So the idea is that if you summon an ally to help you with the boss, the humanity is repaid, since you have to become human to summon. The homeward bone teleports you to the last bonfire you used. Most of the time, however, it's not really a good idea to use it because you want to move forward. not back. So let's talk to Solaire, and we'll leave it there. Hey, Solaire. He's kind of the poster child for this game.
Hello. You don't look
Can you hear him?
far from it.
You don't look like a hollow, far from it. I'm Solaire of Astora, an adherent of the Lord of Sunlight. Now that I am undead, I have come to this great land, the birthplace of Lord Gwyn, to seek my very own son. Do you find that strange? Well, you should. No need to hide your reaction. I get that look all the time. Ha ha ha. So he's staring at his own son. My interpretation of this character is that he is looking for his own glory, his own legacy. He's a kind of fun guy. He don't really know where he comes from, but we do know where he goes, and we'll find his story will progress as we play through the game. He's also a very, very strong character. In addition to the massive biceps that you can see on him, you see our tiny ones, he also has very little stuff that he's dealing with. His armor is very simple armor that he made himself. The tabard is just some cloth he found, looks kind of like a potato sack, that he has drawn his own son on. And it looks like he's wearing some bushes on top too. He put a feather straight through that metal helmet. Can you do that? No. He is the love child, not love child, he's the meme. Comes from Dark Souls. People absolutely adore Solaire. He is just a precious little buddy. Haha, so I didn't scare you away. I have a proposition, if you have a moment. What do you say? Okay, I'll listen. The way I see it, our fates appear to be intertwined. In a land brimming with hollows, and could that really be mere chance? So what do you say? Why not help one another in this lonely journey? Sounds good to me. Let's work together. This pleases me greatly. Well then, take this. The white sign soapstone. We are amidst strange beings in a strange land. The flow of time is convoluted, with heroes centuries old phasing in and out. The very fabric of wavers, and relations shift and obscure. There is no telling how much longer your world and mine will remain in contact, but use this to summon one another as spirits across the gaps between the worlds and engage in a jolly cooperation. Of course, we are not the only ones engaged in this, but I am a warrior of the sun. Spot my summon signature easily by its brilliant aura. If you miss it, you must be blind. Ha 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 ha. As we talk to different characters in this world, you'll notice that they all have this kind of weird, creepy nature to them. Being immortal makes you kind of weird. So yes, is Solaire an undead? I think he is. He is an undead, but he seems to perpetually remain human. Most of the people you deal with, all the people who deal with are undeads. But they perpetually remain human because it's probably not very nice to see them in their ugly states. Oh, hello there. I will stay behind and gaze at the sun. The sun is a wondrous body with a magnificent father. If only I could be so grossly incandescent. Don't stare at the sun, guys. He's done talking. Okay. So yeah, he's seeking his own glory, but he doesn't even really know what that means. He says he's seeking his own son, which is never very well described. It sounds as though he doesn't even really himself know what it means. I say that he's seeking his own glory because that's just the interpretation I have, but you can interpret it whatever way you want. You can see he's a warrior of sunlight because he has this sun painted on him. That's a covenant too that we can join. I think I will join it later if I remember how to get there. And for now, it's been an hour and 40 minutes. Let's get to one more bonfire, shall we? Allow me to present to you one of the most unfair things that new players encounter. Fucking wyvern burning the shit out of us! Yeah. Is it unfair? Sort of. Is it unfair dealing with somebody who has infinite lives? No, not really. But we do get a cool little shortcut here to the bonfire we were at before. Huzzah! The first time I played this game, I defeated the boss, and I fell down, and I didn't kick the ladder down, and I lost my souls. So I had to run all the way back and be so afraid that I might lose the souls associated with my boss killing time. So we're going to pump that strength up. A very good strategy is to get your strength up to the requirement for the Zweihander. Let's take a look what that is. I think it's 24. No, not this. Here we go. Oh, I didn't mean to equip it. Here we go. Strength, yeah, 24. And then just leave it there and upgrade dexterity and, vitality and endurance, also known as health and stamina. That way you can use your Zweihander two-handed and then one-handed. So we should be able to definitely use it one-handed now since we're so close. So it's got an X because it's one-handed, but now two-handed we can use it. Oh, ha, ha. Oh, hey! Let's do one more thing. One more thing. I keep saying one more thing. I guess every time I say that, you can just look at the time on the video and see that, oh, no, he decided to do one more thing, another one more thing, to be precise. I want to go fight the Black Knight again. Now, why would I do that? Because the Zweihander is one of the biggest and heaviest and most effective damage to weight weapons in the game. And what that means is that just about anyone that you hit with it will get knocked down because it's so big and heavy. Oh, okay, that could have been bad. Locking on, not a great idea here. Let's do this big punishment for missing that attack. There we go. So, a lot of these enemies are very easy to deal with now because I can just hit them straight through their shields. Wow. No, I missed. Also, this weapon's good because it has a huge range, which allows for oh, that guy knocked an enemy around, which allows for further range hits. Has a very wide arc when you hit things. It attacks pretty quickly, maybe about as fast as that two-handed axe that we were using. And if you do a running attack, it is very quick. Boom. By the time you're in range, you're already hitting them. I never managed to get the backstab on this guy. Let's heal up. Try for it one more time, huh? I believe the more heavy equipment you've got on, the harder it is to sneak up on things. If you walk slowly, however, you can't sneak up on them. Nope. Oh, ah. Still getting my butt handed to me. Okay, we need to run. Alright. So, big, strong weapon. I'm bad at this game. Run away some more, because I'm so bad at the game. Okay, try again. Now, hit him. You get staggered. You see he kind of usually starts running at you when you drink. Oh, I can't drink right now. Alright, it's now or never. The first time I played through this, I had to re-record this because I made a lot of mistakes. And I guess I'm making a different kind of mistakes this time. I didn't really die almost at all, and with the Zweihander I was able to kill that guy on my first try, and now he's given me just so much trouble. So much. Alright, you done with their super attack? Bam! Pow! Punished for doing a big attack when I didn't need to. This one has a pretty cool rolling attack too. I'm not allowed to demonstrate it right now. Okay, fine. Fine, video game. I'll do my best. Alright. Our soul's back. Health is at full. We'll kill people without losing health. I wonder if this has a follow-up attack. No. But it does pretty good damage straight through this shield. There we go. Alright. Full health. Let's fight him. Down here in this corridor is actually a pretty good place to fight him. It's pretty wide and there's no other enemies here. So instead of sneaking up to backstab him, which has obviously not been successful, let's sneak up to Zweihander him. Oh, he didn't get knocked down. But he does get staggered. Before when I was playing this, he got knocked down. Maybe it depends on the quantity of strength you have. He runs at you when he sees you doing the drinking. Oh. I don't mean to dodge. Uh-oh. It's got that big punishment value when you miss an attack. One very good way to attack things is to run at the enemy instead of try and be defensive. Oh, he blocked that time. Stop blocking. There we go, we got him right when he stopped blocking. Okay, one more hit. Please don't die. Come on. I can do it. There we go. I did it. Titanite chunk, which is not the best thing we could have gotten there, but it's fine punishment given the fact that I lost so many times to him. Oh! I got a backstab! Ah, lucky! Backstabs provide a bit of immunity to everything for you. Bit of time. It'll be pretty embarrassing if I die to these bozos after killing that guy. Luckily, my sword is big. We're going back to the bonfire, and that's where I'll conclude this first rendition of the game. Is there a guy here following you? No. Okay. Bonfire! Level up. Get that 24. Now we can one-hand the weapon. Hooray! Let's see what the one-handed moveset looks like. You've already seen a lot of the two-handed moveset. Look at the one-handed moveset. Still pretty big and slow, but it does use less stamina. The nice thing about it is we can block. Does it have a follow-up to this attack? Yes, it does. Does the two-handed version have a follow-up to this attack? Yes, it does. So it's almost exactly the same. Maybe there's not so much value in being able to do that, but getting it to 24 is good. Gives us a nice end place to get to. So, without further ado, let's say goodbye to, where's this? Wave back in. Here we go, wave. Jenny Two Legs in her shitty adventure to defeat the whole world. See you next time. If there is a next time.